Oh, you ain't getting away from me.
I gotta get out of here! What am I doing? I gotta get out. I gotta get out of here now!
Better stop running, I'm gonna catch you! Where you going? Huh? Where you going? Where you going, huh? Oh, you must be crazy. What, you ain't crazy? Shut up! Oh, you should stay out of my way. Where you going? Huh? Hey, baby, what's up? What you want, boy? Look, man, it's between me and her, man. Ain't got nothing to do with you, right? What got everything to do with what I tell you I was gonna do to you the next time I saw you?
Man, what's your problem, dude?
Punk, you better pull up.
Man, if you bad, man, you gonna do something out here?
Right, you better, you dead, boy.
Nigga, you know where to find me. You know where to find me.
You dead, punk.
No, you dead.
What's up with this punk, man? Hey, what's up with him? What's happening, baby?
What's happening, baby? Nothing, Bone.
What was that mess all about?
I don't know. I thought he was trying to take my purse or my coat or something.
Oh, well, you got everything you left home with?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, right. Well, old Bone is here now, baby. You know, what's happening with you?
Nothing.
Yeah, baby. You know, hey, everything all right. Calm down.
Yeah,
you know, old Bone is here now.
I just want to go home.
Hold on, girl. Come here. Come here. I'm talking to you. And when Bone is talking, baby, you know, I expect for you to stand still. You understand me? Don't be running off when I'm trying to talk to you. You know, what's your problem? Baby, this Bone you talking to.
I just want to go home, Bone.
Yeah, well, you'll get there, baby, in due time, you know, but can't you kick it with an old friend for a minute, baby? You just gonna blow past me like that? You know, what's happening, baby? You know, this is Bone you talking to, baby. This ain't no run-of-the-mill little old nigga out here flinging nickel bags around. Old Bone done moved up high on the ladder, but he's still Bone, baby.
I'm just not into that anymore, Bone.
Oh, baby, I'll make time for you. I understand where you're coming from, baby, but everything is all right. Everything is all right, baby. What, you still kicking it with Katrina or what?
I don't do it anymore, Bone. I'm on my own.
Oh, well, that's all right with me, you know. I mean, I don't mind, you know, a little entrepreneurship on your part, baby. You know, we all got to break away and do our own thing. You know what I'm saying, man?
Can I just go? I just want to go home, Bone.
Oh, well, baby, you know, it just so happens that I'm going that way, you know. And no Bone to take you home tonight, you know, since I'm your knight in shining armor, you know, I might as well go the whole 9 yards. How about that?
Oh, that's okay, Bone. I don't need a ride or anything.
No, baby, you don't have to thank me. You don't have to thank me, baby. You know, I said I'm taking you home, all right? Do you understand me? I said I'm taking you home. Okay, and everything will be just like old times, you know, old Bone and Portia. You remember those good old times, baby, when we used to kick it? You know, baby, don't you remember? Yeah, she remember. She remember. Yeah, you know, and everything gonna be all right, baby. It's gonna be just Portia and Bone, baby. You know, blazing into the moonlight. You understand?
I don't do
just
that
like
anymore,
it used
Bone.
to be.
I don't do that anymore, so just let me
Baby,
go,
you know,
okay?
I understand your excitement. I understand your excitement, baby, but calm down. Hold your composure.
Look, Bone, you don't want to deal with me, okay? You don't want to deal with me. I'm not into that anymore. Just let me go. I don't live too far down the street. I'm okay. You can just watch me while I walk, Bone.
Lil' Mo. Man, we gotta escort this lady home, man. You know? Get the car, man. Get the car. Yeah, baby, everything gonna be all right. Don't you worry about nothing, you know? And you know something? It'll be better than before. Yeah.
Bone, you don't want to deal with me. Please, Bone, just let me go home.
Didn't I say? You don't tell Bone who he want to deal with. You understand? Do you understand me? Yeah, I thought you did, baby, you know. So everything gonna be just like it was before, baby. Just old Portia and Bone blazing into the moonlight. You understand? Bo got to ride right over here. Yeah, baby, Portia and Bone. Come on. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah.
This branch of the Circuit Court of Cook County, State of Illinois is now in session. The Honorable Lewis Johnson presiding. There'll be no talking, no reading, no smoking in the courtroom. Be seated, please.
Attorney Langston, without any further delay, are you ready to defend your client today?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. And I would like to apologize on behalf of myself and my client, Your Honor, for the delay. But I can assure you that the time that was taken was well spent.
Okay.
And with no further delay, Your Honor, I'd like to proceed with my opening statement. I, John Langston, and my co-counsel, Ms. Digsby, attorneys for the defendant, Mr. Antonio Rivera, shall prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused is indeed innocent, that his actions were in no way, form, or fashion malicious, but that his actions were that of self-defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Will the prosecutor call your first witness?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, co-counsel Desiree Jones, my assistant DA, will be assisting me in this case here today, and she will begin by questioning our first witness, Margaret Fitzhume.
Would you approach the witness stand, Ms. Fitzhugh?
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
State your name for the record.
Margaret Fitzhume.
You may be seated.
Hi, Ms. Fitzhume. How are you?
Fine.
I just want to ask you a few questions. What is your occupation?
I am a high school principal.
And how long have you been a principal?
I've been a principal for about 9 years now.
And how often do you go out in the evenings to dine?
I usually frequent restaurants every Friday with my 2 daughters.
And where were you on the night of July 16th?
I was at Jones Steak and Seafood Palace.
Did you go there alone that night?
No, I was there with my 2 daughters.
That particular evening, did you see the accused walk into the restaurant?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
No, he was with 2 other men.
Do you remember or can you recall what they were wearing?
No, I don't remember what he was wearing. All I know is that they all look like thugs to me.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness's answer is not factual, but highly opinionated. And I ask that you strike that from the record.
Sustained. Strike it from the record, please.
Could you please tell us, Ms. Fitzhume, in your own words, what happened on that evening?
Well, I was sitting at the table with my daughters, and I saw some men come in the door behind me. And the next thing I know, there was a lot of shooting and screaming and people running everywhere. It was total chaos.
Did you see the accused use any weapons?
Yes, I did.
Ms. Fitzhume, was there anyone sitting between you and the accused?
Yes, there were.
My last question. Is there anyone in this courtroom that you can identify that was seated between you and Mr. Rivera on the night of July 16th?
Yes, that looks like the young lady right there. She was there with 2 other young ladies, I believe, and a young child and an older lady. That's her right there.
Your Honor, for the record, the prosecution would like to state whom the witness has pointed to Marquita Perry, the young lady whose daughter was maliciously murdered that night at the restaurant by a cold-blooded and ruthless killer by the name of Antonio Rivera.
Your Honor, I object. The prosecutor's statement is merely theory in part, and I ask that you strike that from the record.
Sustained. Strike it from the record.
There are no further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor, we would. Ms. Fitzhugh,
Yes.
have you ever witnessed a shooting before the night in question?
No, I can't believe I have.
Well, what would be your first reaction if you heard shooting right now?
My first reaction would be to get out of the way as soon as possible.
And how would you do that?
I would probably dive to the floor.
You would dive to the floor. I would too, Miss Fitzhugh. Now, how did you react to the shooting that took place on the night in question?
The first thing I did was I got my daughters and we dove to the floor.
Oh, so you dove to the floor. Well, let me ask you this, Miss Fitzhugh. How is it that you saw anything, let alone my client, shooting?
I did see guns on Mr. Rivera and the people that he were with, and guns on the people that were behind me.
That's not what I'm asking. How is it you saw my client shooting? You dove to the floor. What directions were your eyes pointed or your eyes looking? What direction were you looking in?
I was looking down.
Down.
Yes.
You were looking down and you saw my client shooting. How is it? That's impossible.
I'm assuming, counselor, that your client, which had guns, and the people that were behind me were the ones that were shooting.
Well, Miss Fitzhugh, I don't plan to allow my client to go to jail based on an assumption. No further questions, Your Honor.
Will the witness step down, please?
Your Honor, may I please add something else?
Down, please. Step down. You may call your next witness.
Prosecution calls Detective Ron Simmons to the stand.
Please step up to the witness stand, sir. Officer, I have to swear you in. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. State your name for the record.
Detective Ron Simmons.
Thank you. Please seated.
State your occupation within the department, sir.
I'm a homicide detective for the city.
And how long have you been a homicide detective?
17 years.
17 years. So you would say you have experience in this area?
Yes.
Okay. Well, where were you on July 16th?
On July 16th, my partner, Officer Larry Street, and I were in the office putting final touches on some reports.
Larry Street's your partner?
Yes.
How long have you all been partners?
I think it's been about 5 or 6 years.
Okay. In your own words, state what happened that night.
Well, we received a call that there was a big shootout at this restaurant, and we, along with some uniformed officers, of course, went over there. There were already officers there when we arrived. We found bodies, tables overturned. The place, it was in a real mess. And we just proceeded with our investigation from that point.
Did you arrest Mr. Rivera that night?
No, sir, we did not.
Why not?
Upon arriving, after questioning a few witnesses, obviously he was not there, but we had reason to believe he was in the area, so we proceeded with our investigation from that point.
Did you find Mr. Rivera?
Yes, we did.
What happened? Did he resist arrest?
Did he resist arrest? Yes, he resisted arrest. There was a vehicle chase, gun battle in which, unfortunately, Mr. Rivera was wounded, and we had to really chase him down, but it was at that point that we did arrest him.
Detective, what we're trying to prove here is that Mr. Rivera gunned down Marquita Perry's 3-year-old daughter. Now, I'd like you to answer this question for me. Have you dealt with Mr. Rivera with regards to Miss Perry?
Yes, I have.
In what way, sir?
I had to warn Mr. Rivera to stay away from her.
Why?
I have reason to believe that Mr. Rivera his sole purpose for coming to this city is to avenge his brother's death.
His brother's death?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did his brother die?
Unfortunately, his brother was gunned down.
Objection, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we're trying to establish a motive here.
Overruled.
Again, how did his brother die?
As I stated, he was gunned down, unfortunately, while he was involved in a shootout with the police. And unfortunately, again, I was the officer that shot him.
Does this lead you to believe that Ms. Rivera had malicious intent with regard to Ms. Perry?
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecutor is leading the witness.
I'll rephrase the question, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Do you believe that Ms. Rivera had malicious intent or wanted to kill Ms. Perry?
Yes, I believe so, because at the point in time when his brother was gunned down, it was Ms. Perry was there, and he was threatening her with his gun. He had her down on her knees, and he had the gun right in her face.
Detective Simmons, you stated that Ms. Rivera had some reactions while he was in jail about the death of Marquita Perry's daughter. What did he say or do?
He laughed.
He laughed?
Yes, he did.
He laughed at the death of Marquita Perry's daughter?
Yes, he did.
Did he do anything after that?
He made a statement, and I do quote, sir, that he was having a bad day until I told him that, virtually indicating he was glad that I told him.
He was having a bad day.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Counselor.
Officer Simmons, what do you have against my client?
Nothing.
Then why have you repeatedly exhibited malicious behavior towards him?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your Honor, for the record, let me state that on the night of August the 15th, while I was with my client in jail, preparing him for trial, the officer here came in unannounced and uninvited, and he physically harassed my client.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
No, this is not hearsay. I can attest to that, and I will as an officer of this court. Now, okay, you say you don't have anything against my client. Well, let's go back. Let's hear the story about the death of my client's brother. You say it's stated in the record that you gunned down Mr. Rivera, Quentin Rivera.
Yes, I did.
Now, the autopsy showed, the medical examiner showed or stated that he died from a gunshot wound from the back.
Yes, he did.
So you shot Quentin Rivera in the back.
Yes, I did.
Well, did you warn him? Did he even know you were coming?
There was no warning.
No warning.
No.
So you shot Quentin Rivera in the back with no warning.
When I came into that room, he had Marquita down in a threatening position with the gun in her face. Besides the fact that the man was a lowlife, piece of trash, didn't deserve to live. That didn't deserve. What are you talking about? You kick my brother out. You bring it on. Sit down.
Have a seat.
Did he have a gun?
Your Honor, for the record, Officer Simmons is not in the proper capacity
Your
to
Honor,
testify.
objection, Your Honor.
What?
He is a hostile witness.
Recess, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he is a hostile witness.
Your Honor, prosecution requests a recess, Your Honor.
This court is going to be adjourned until tomorrow morning at 8:30. And counsel, I want to see you in my chamber now.